a line of credit of $610,000. My name is Leo Dixon, and I'm excited for you to meet the rest of our team.
I'm Russell Klein.
I'm Hannah Vo.
I'm Madison Lightfoot.
I'm Brendan Duran.
And I'm Cooper Strong. So we have selected 200 Edelweiss Circle, which is 2/3 of an acre in Tiffin, Iowa, which we have selected because of its great balance between being a small town community along with having access to urban amenities in both Iowa City and Cedar Rapids. So Tiffin has had an average growth rate of just over 6% year after year, totaling a growth rate of 65% over the past 10 years, bringing Tiffin's total population to be right around 5,000 people. So Tiffin's located right at the crosshairs of the Forever Green Exchange, which gives residents easy access to I-80 and I-380, taking them to both Cedar Rapids and Iowa City in just under half an hour. This is perfect for those residents who are looking to commute, as around 50% of Tiffin's employment rate base is made up of healthcare, manufacturing, and education sectors. We have found through this process that our target market is going to be a couple around the age of 32 to 37 years old, based on Tiffin's 34-year-old average age. We expect our future buyer to be a younger family who is looking to move up in the housing market, or a family expecting a lot of growth in the near future. Many of these residents will find themselves visiting Kent Park or Coralville Lake during the summer months, which are great places to walk, bike, camp, or fish, along with visiting one of the many local breweries or restaurants in both Iowa City and Cedar Rapids. I'd like to pass it off to Brendan to talk about some comps.
Thanks, Cooper. We have identified a couple of properties of similar size that have recently sold within a 1-mile radius of our lot for comparable prices to our asking price. When we broke these down to selling price per square foot, we were pleased to find that our home was sold, our asking price is at a lower price than this one, and in conjunction with the large lot that we do boast, this gives us confidence in our ability to sell our home. Next to the construction of the lot itself, we've identified 3 different items that we want to hammer down every day to ensure success in our project. First being cleanliness and organization. A clean lot will create better work conditions and ensure greater efficiency in our work. Second, communication with our trades. We'll be doing this by developing pre-task plans as well as sending them our updated site logistics plan before they arrive to site. And then third, respect for all stakeholders, not just the homeowner. And we'll be doing this with periodic street washes to keep all sediment off the street, as well as starting work at the appropriate time of 7 a.m. Now, onto the site logistics plan. I'd like to note that this is not a static plan. This is dynamic and will change over the course of construction according to our needs. But I'd like to highlight a few items. 1, the bathroom and wash station for the comfort of our workers. 2nd, laydown area and dumpster for consolidation of trash and material. And then 3rd, our SWIPS plan with our silt fence, straw wattle, and gravel to keep all sediment on site. Next, I'd like to pass it off to Madison to talk about schedule.
Thanks, Brendan. So for this project, we calculated a total duration of 173 working days while keeping in mind holidays and potential weather delays. We built this schedule keeping in mind that the best time to build in Tiffin is after March, when the ground is thawed, so we can start site work and excavation right away. To talk a little bit about permitting, Tiffin takes about an average from 5 to 10 days to secure a building permit. Therefore, we felt that 9 was appropriate given the planning and accuracy that went into this home. So our permitting will be complete a month and a half before we break ground, kicking off pre-construction. We paid special attention to long lead items such as cabinets, lumber, appliances, doors, and windows. We want to do this to make sure that our crews have material on site right when they need it so that they can start on schedule. Our mobilization kicks off on April 3rd of 2023. Our home will be completely dried in by the time winter rolls around, making sure our interiors are protected. Our rough-in will be done on July 28th of 2023, roughly 4 months after the start of our project. Both our interiors and exteriors will be done by the beginning of November, and following that, final completion on November 29th of 2023. I'm going to pass it off to Leo to talk about the estimate.
Thank you, Madison. So we present to you a complete construction investment of $607,000. This estimate was developed through close collaboration with trusted trade partners and vendors to find a price that's competitive and appropriate given our location and the size of our build. I will take this time to acknowledge a typo in our proposal with our cost to build per square foot. as this value should be 164.70. This discrepancy, however, is isolated and does not affect any other financial data or cost outputs. Moving on to a cost breakdown of our estimate by trade package, a significant portion of our estimate lies in framing, which encompasses rough framing and insulation, as well as exteriors, which captures doors and windows, as well as the facade and roofing. We believe it's imperative to deliver the utmost quality standard to our client in order to instill confidence in a homeowner, and we intend to do so through comfort and safety with an efficient building envelope, as well as structural integrity. Now I'm going to hand it off to Hannah for a look into our state.
Thanks, Leo. With our sustainability approach, we geared it towards the climate of Iowa. Since it's a colder zone, we wanted to ensure heat exposure. Therefore, south and west-facing window are encouraged, while north-facing window is discouraged, not letting cold air. Another focus point we had was using the curvier nature of our site. We tilt the garage to frame the front and backyard, opening up the driveway, allowing more cars to be parked without compromising the front lawn. Onto our elevation. The front elevation shows the south-facing window, and the side elevation shows the massing orientation I mentioned previously. To the floor plan, the main floor has 2 bedrooms and 1 full bathroom. Entering in from the front porch, you're greeted into the living room that has double ceiling height before going into the open concept full kitchen. Opposite the kitchen is a flexible dining area and enclosed office space, a sunroom, a laundry room, and a 3-car garage. Heading up to the second floor, you're greeted into the interior balcony space before going into the playroom. This floor has 3 bedrooms and 2 baths with a master ensuite and a walk-in closet. Heading down to the basement level, you're greeted into the family room that has egress window and another full bathroom. This floor has a flexible gym area as well. For more development and growth in the house, there's an unfinished storage space. This concludes the housing tour. I'm going to pass it on to Russ for finance overview.
Thanks, Hannah. So when looking at our performance metrics here, we have a total cost of $663,000 and a sales price of $759,000. That gives us a gross profit of $95,000, giving us a profit margin of 12.54%. Going into our acquisitions and construction costs, we have a lot acquisition of $99,900 and our soft costs, overhead, and hard costs totaling $507,000. Now going into our finance and closing costs, we talked to a few lenders in the area and found 7.5 to be a fair interest rate for this project. And then along with our interest expense of $21,000, we had an endorsement fee, escrow fee, appraisal fee, and loan fee. Going into our finance draw schedule, we started drawing money on this for this project in February, and this ended in November. Throughout each month, we paid interest on each expense that we had drawn for, and this was paid off at the date of sale. Going into our sales and marketing costs, we used Redfin as our seller's agent, which gave us a 1.5% commission fee, and we used a buyer's agent commission fee of 2%, which was negotiated down due to current slow market trends and high interest rates. Going into our sensitivity analysis, I would like to highlight 4 different segments that we kept our eyes on throughout the project, starting off with the sale date adjustment. As we hold on to the project, if we need to hold on to the project for 1, 2, or 3 months after project completion, this will only affect our profit margin by 0.5 per month. And then going into an interest rate analysis, if our interest rate goes up or down by 1 or 2%, our profit margin only changes by 0.2% per half percentage of an interest rate change. Going into our price adjustment, if our sales price of this property goes up or down by $20,000, we can see that our profit margin goes up or down by 2%. So this is something we want to keep our eyes on, and we can help mitigate this risk through the strong comparable homes that we chose. Going into our material price change, if we increase or decrease our material price by 5 or 10%, our profit margin changes by about 5% per 5% increase or decrease. We want to help mitigate this construction risk by early material procurement and any other sort of pre-construction. That concludes it for our presentation. We hope to secure a line of credit for $610,000 at a 7.5% rate. Thank you for your time, and we now open this up to any questions.
Okay, I'll start first. Can everybody hear me? Okay, all right. So first of all, I just wanted to commend you on your presentation. I think the formatting is really nice and consistent all the way through, and you guys look really great, all put together and matching, so that's really nice. I did want to ask you a question that you didn't address very much in your presentation, but was addressed in your proposal, which is your decision to limit the amount of customization that a potential homeowner can make on this home. So what was the thought process behind that?
By customization, could you expand on that question, please?
So you had mentioned in your proposal that you wanted to limit, that you were going to put the house on the market later on, like after closing, and to be able to limit the amount of changes that the potential homeowner can make. And so I guess the question I have is, do you think that that potentially limits your market if you're looking at building a custom home in this price range?
Yeah, so no doubt limiting a customer definitely does not help in certain ways, but we found with our sensitivity analysis, keeping our material prices at like our estimate prices, we found that would help us out as a company more. Using Redfin as our seller's agent, that would help us that would help us attract a younger client base, and through that allowing less change orders. We know that we would be able to do a cost plus if we did find a buyer early on, but limiting and listing 30 days before our final sales date, we found allowed us to keep on track with our business plan.
Okay.
I don't have much of a question here, just more compliment. Your proposal I thought was really good. It was laid out very nicely, read nicely, all the graphics, charts, all that. In your whole presentation, obviously this is the first one you've heard, but very nice. It seemed like you were all confident in what you did. It seemed like you all knew the proposal. Sometimes we get into these where one person's maybe stronger in something than the other, but it seemed like you guys all knew what you were looking at and talking about, so nice work.
All right, I'm going to expand on that too. You had a lot of good information in there. I like the fact that you were all well prepared. You knew exactly what it was that you wanted to speak about, and I thought you did a great job on that. On top of that, your site organization, how you talked about being keeping your site clean and organized, that's huge in my mind. I'm that type of person also, so good job on that. I like how you touched on the HBA. Let me see, the NAHB safety within your information here, and also your OSHA regulations. Safety is paramount, obviously. We want every worker to go home in the same condition they showed up with in that day. Now, I did have one question for you. Can somebody explain to me why we are installing baseboard at the end of our finish schedule? I think I know the answer, but I want to see what you have for that answer.
First off, thank you so much. This team, I love them to death. They do not yet believe in the importance of a clean job site. And throughout the preparation for this, we're trying to get under 10 minutes, and every time they're like, you don't need to tell them that it has to be that clean. But it does have to be that clean. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Over 800 injuries are reported every year to OSHA based on the basis of untidy floors and messy job sites. And a clean site also allows you to identify roadblocks, minimize waste and variation, and control your schedule. So yes.
We've read some of the same information, I think.
As for the baseboards, when we look at the finishes of a house and scheduling it, what I've always been told is rule of thumb, there's 1,000 different ways to skin a cat. And we just decided to go with this way of doing it because we didn't want to put any risk of damaging those baseboards and perhaps doing rework in the punch list. So that's the way that we decided to do it. You may also notice in the schedule the time that we install doors that also comes later. And that's sort of the same philosophy that we used in planning it like that.
That's a great answer. Like you said, there's a million different ways that we can schedule things. I did see the doors also. I just wanted to touch on one item, but great answer.
So I first wanted to actually applaud you on something that you did outside of your presentation, which was coming up and introducing yourselves. that is going to be a key moment throughout your careers to quote unquote schmooze the judges. And if that's city council or if that's board of supervisors, it works. That being said, you did an excellent job on your presentation. My one comment was Redfin is not something that's common in our market. Some of us, I don't even think knew who that or what that was. Also, being quote unquote friends, supposedly, with realtors, 1.5 or 2%, even if they're supposedly friends, that's really low. That's realistically going to be 4 or 5%. So that would be my only comment.
All right, great job. I did enjoy the passive design components of this. And I had a question from the material selection standpoint. You have windows listed at $200 a piece. I was wondering if you kind of speak to that as far as where you sourced that and what the specs were on those.
Yeah, so to address the windows, so our house has a lot of windows, but all different sizes. So to kind of keep our estimate consolidated and concise, we averaged out different prices for windows to get just that one unit cost on there. We have smaller windows that are going to cost less, and then a few larger windows that just averaged out come down to that average cost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you actually find the information? Do you remember?
Research
Okay.
with like trying to find local vendors, Home Depot in specific areas, trying to average that out.
I have just a quick question. Who did the renders that are included? Those are really, really beautiful renders. What program did you use to do those?
I 3D modeled everything in Rhino and then rendered it in Enscape.
Okay, nice job. Anybody else? Okay, I think we're good. Nice job, guys.
Testing, 1, 2.
Thanks for doing all this work. I'm a faculty advisor for the Cal Poly team, so and I know that this is a lot of work that you have to look through. I only have to look through 2 of them, and you have to look through. It is a lot of work.
There's some things that we learned about, like I was thinking that we didn't know. It's just like, oh, that's cool.
This sounds like a great place to live.
Yeah. Yeah, just some of the little
There's always something. Yeah. Yeah. You fix something, sometimes you create another problem. Well, and this is only our second year with the custom home. It's exciting for us to have opportunities to compete at 2 different levels.
Yeah, and I think it's a relatively new category.
It is, yeah. But, yeah. No, we definitely appreciate all the work. I know they put in a lot of hard work, so we appreciate.
They do. I've been a student competing in this, not this one in a different competition here, and like I get it. So like, yeah, a lot of work. It's like adding another class. And that's what we kind of tell the kids now that are doing it because our early kids are like,
Okay.
that's the first thing I say about it. It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, this for no credit whatsoever.
For no credit, but you're going to learn more doing this. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, 'cause this is a real problem. This is how you do it. And let me tell you, Brendan, like we've been fighting him on the sweats and like cut it down. We know that a site's important. So like as soon as you said that, I'm like, so I think he was so proud of himself. And that's how he ran his site over the summer too. Like he said, my super said that we want to be able to eat off the Rumble things at the end of the day. So he's like, this is my thing. He's like, and he fought for it. I'm like, good for you.
That avoids other problems. It avoids other problems.
Well, and it makes your site look professional. And yeah, it
reflects on it.
Every weekend. Yep. And then they're going to take pictures of the things and send it to you. Yep. Same condition or better, right? Just like a campsite. Just like a campsite. Yeah. Whatever it was, yeah. Yeah. Everybody notices. Yeah.
Hi.
I just got the schedule here. This is 31 at 1:30 here.
Yes, and
Louisiana
so,
State.
so they are having trouble getting here, so they got moved to the next morning. And which schedule do you have? Because I know. Are you
I'm just either yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I just wanted to see it.
Yeah, so LSU, I don't know if they're not
right.
here yet, or I know they've got.
You know, they're used to.
They end up, they're moving.
They're used to having loud things happen. They're usually the cause of the
So
loud.
the next one is going to be until 2 o'clock, and I probably should have said something after this. I just
Okay.
didn't think of it.
Well,
Okay, so 2 o'clock.
that's what I heard.
2 o'clock will be,
Okay, sure. Awesome.
yep, and you said you're Wisconsin?
Yes.
Yeah, so LSU.
Well, thank you again. I do really appreciate it. I'm going to go hang out with my production team before their presentation. Thank you.
We'll make sure to be your point early then.
Yep.
All right, awesome. Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah, thanks for checking. Okay, I can't get this.
I want to see what's over here.
everything I send out is PDF. I don't care what if it's an Excel file, I send it out in PDF. I just don't want people paying you for it. Yep. Like contracts, estimates, plans, everything has to be. Now, you can go to yeah.
Hi, judges.
Hi.
We just wanted to come over here and introduce ourselves. And thank you guys for being here.
You're not allowed to talk to us.
You're loud. Sam Howell.
Yeah, I'm open up.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Ian
Rogers.
Baby Reyes.
Nice to meet you.
Sam Howell.
Baby Reyes. Nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
nice to meet you.
Hey guys.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. No, you're fine.
Over the microphone. Just the four of
Sam
us.
Howell.
Yeah.
You guys.
Baby Reyes.
Hi.
Yeah, good to see you. Ian Rogers.
GT.
GT, I'm Ian Rogers. Nice to meet you.
Owen Common.
GT, nice to meet you.
Oh, great.
I grew up in College Station, so I'm an Aggie, so knowing that LSU was struggling right now is Well, I go to DU, but I grew up in, yeah. Where are you guys? You're from Denver? Massachusetts.
You're missing one. His name's Pete. He's also from the area.
Is he going to be able to present today or just?
He did a lot of work with us in Congress, and then he had some issues with that. Adaptable.
So for today, obviously you guys
Well, we'll be ready at 2, and so. Yep.
So we'll let everybody get in. Deanna will make some announcements. I will stand up. I will set the timer on very good.
Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Testing, testing, testing.
I think 20 minutes is just a so it's not sitting out of here.
Yeah, let's move over to this side. Yeah, right here. Just get it off, take it off. Yeah. But we need.
So they got a couple minutes. I'm on about one.
Testing, testing.
This is where Sherwin Williams is going to present. It was right there, yeah.
They're in the lead.
That's GT for that. See, this part that stinks for them because they have no control over this. It just really stinks. It makes them nervous.
And if you had, you know what we'd be doing?
I mean, they
happened, this happened to us. Yeah. This happened.
See, I think this is hardwired though, so I don't know that it's a connectivity as far as the internet goes. I'm wondering if it's not a hardware issue here, because they're on computer number 2 and they're still not getting anything. So I feel like it may not be them. So this is their instructor. He's from he's on the student council. Advisory. And he said they were actually in here earlier today.
You just squint your eyes. It looks
Okay, now that we've got everything set up and ready to go, I just want to remind everybody, you want to make sure that your phones are on silent and any other devices that you would have. And then in addition, I wanted to mention this sooner, but this is going to be live streamed on the YouTube channel for NAHB. It's NAHB TV, so if anybody's interested in sharing that information, you can go ahead and do that. So you'll have 10 minutes to present, and then we'll have a 10-minute Q&A.
Testing, testing.
Okay, it's good. We're set. Floor is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, judges. Thank you all for being here today. We are part of the Pioneer Development Group representing the University of Denver. We're super excited to be presenting in front of all of you today for our custom home build. And I want to introduce the team of ours today. My name is Sam Hallam. I'm the lead developer of the team. I worked alongside Pete, who is unable to be here today.
My name is Fabian. I am the superintendent.
My name is Owen Conlon, financial analyst.
And I'm Ian, the project manager.
Our market analysis, located in Tiffin, Iowa. Want to focus on the bottom graph on the screen here. It's a representation of Tiffin, Iowa compared to the medium home value in the state of Iowa. Just focusing on the last 2 years there is 2020 to 2022. We see a 14% increase in the medium home value in Tiffin, Iowa. Then if we look over to the second graph on the right side of the screen there, Tiffin, Iowa, per capita income is well above the nation. And then the second side there is a medium household income. Tiffin, Iowa, above that six-figure mark, and compared to the nation, we're sitting about that $70,000. If we look at the location of our home today, it's 15 minutes west of Iowa City, and further west to us is Des Moines, and just up north is Cedar Rapids. Our market competition and sustainability There is a lot of competition coming into Tiffin, Iowa, because of new build homes and a lot of custom home builders coming into that area because they see that growth. To us, this is a positive thing because we want to come into Tiffin, Iowa and compete against them. We build a quality home, but it's also sustainable. Tiffin, Iowa has been growing over the last couple of years, and this is a great opportunity for our team, Pioneer Development, to step into that. I'm going to hand it off to our superintendent, Fabian, who's going to introduce our product to you guys.
Welcome to our home design in Woodfield Ridge community, where we decided to go with a barnyard style home that has a wide vertical barn siding with masonry details to complement the exterior wood finishes in the outside, as well as the large windows around the house will bring in natural lighting and natural ventilation. And we have 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath with a total square feet of 2,490. So for our first floor plan, we wanted to focus on family interaction, which is why we decided to go with an open concept. The great room connects to the covered patio, which is great for the backyard, have family activities, as well as it connects to the front porch. And also for like the parents, we have the master bedroom that has a double vanity and a walk-in closet for their needs. And for the second floor plan, we have 2 large bedrooms, which are great for children, and a bath as well. And we also have an added bonus room, which can be great for hobbies, great for children activities, or it can be converted into a room if the family decides to. For our sustainability, we wanted to lower utility bills, which is why we decided to go with the Energy Star rating appliances, which will help lower those costs, and also implementing a whole house fan in the attic, which will bring in good circulation in the attic and also cool down the entire house. And also for our insulation, we will have blow-in insulation in the attic and also fiberglass insulation in the walls for comfort. And lastly, we're going to have some thermostats like Google Nest, which are going to help owners see really their usage and also try to control the house's climate. And now I'll pass it on to Sam.
For our site design here, very simple and consistent for a custom home build. We want to make sure we are very organized and detailed with our signage because we want to invest into safety. We believe that safety is the most important part of our project through the whole process. And we believe that if we invest into safety, our fiscal outcomes in the end will equal that. I'm going to pass it to our financial analysis, Owen, who's going to talk about the construction estimate.
Yes, here's a breakdown of our construction estimate. We want to be very detail-oriented in the way we built this and modeled it out. Pay attention to some of the costs on here. You can see with framing, we want to make sure we're spending a lot of money there, have a strong skeleton, make sure we're building quality products, and even down through each one of those line items, and especially interior finishing, kitchen and bath, landscaping and lighting, the things that are going to attract the buyer to the home and provide quality inside the home as we finish it. And we're looking at a total amount of construction costs of around $370,000. So it's on the lower end, but we believe this will give us a good return for the market that Tiffin, Iowa provides us. And now here's Ian with some of our project schedule.
All right, so here's a monthly schedule of our construction project schedule. As you can see, we are starting our general conditions on February 13th of this year. Following from that, we are planning on breaking ground on April 19th of this year. We chose this date because it's a good time into the year and Iowa's harshest winters have subsided, and it also gives us adequate time to prepare for the next winter, where we will have our plumbing, HVAC inspections, and carpet and tile appliances installed. Following from that, our finishing touches and our final acceptance date is ideally going to be February 5th, but there will be adequate time allotted for any sort of weather delays. This puts us at around a 12-month project schedule, which is pretty standard in the construction industry for a single-family home. So following this, our site management and logistics. What's very important to us is having a good superintendent, because with a good superintendent comes good safety and good organization and good leadership on a project, which are all three very important to a well-executed project. Following that, the selection of contractors. As the project manager, I will be doing everything that I can to find a great selection of contractors in the area, building great networks and having good connections with the people to have a good streamlined communication throughout the project. And as for inspections, we are planning to just continuously do inspections throughout the project, making sure that everything is followed up with code to avoid a timely inspection that could cost us more time throughout the project. And as for our stormwater pollution prevention plan, we are, as Sam has previously stated, just making sure that safety is of utmost importance and that we have all the proper signage on the site and making sure that all the workers of the day are briefed on health and safety expectations. So as for any construction project, there's going to be plenty of risks, some that are more in our control and some that are out of our control. For those that are in our control, more related to construction or unique risks, these are things that we will be doing everything that we can to help mitigate these risks and making sure that our construction project moves smoothly and safely.
Yes, for marketing, we're looking to deliver value to the customer at a good price and help them to understand the current market conditions of Iowa and specifically Tiffin, Iowa. As you look, you can see that Iowa has experienced less price fluctuation in recent years due to its more stable, smaller economy, and that's something we're going to deliver to the customer that they know they're going to have solid price appreciation throughout the years. Additionally, Iowa City, to kind of contradict that, has been growing, and prices in the last year have increased by about 11.5% according to Redfin data from 2023. And this shows a very high demand in the area, which has placed upward pressure on prices. So a lot of buyers are being attracted to this area to buy homes, and we believe it's very competitive, which will allow us to price our home at a good level. Additionally, we're looking to build a semi-luxury home, which can be done in Iowa for about $203 to $312 per square foot, and we are right in that range at $211 per square foot, towards the lower end, but it allows us to deliver, as you can see in our pro forma here, a cost and a sale price that we believe is very attainable for the neighborhood we're building in at $600,000. After subtracting out our expenses of $525,000, we're looking at a profit of $74,450 and a margin of 12.4%. And as we look at our sensitivity analysis, we're going to look at a pessimistic and optimistic approach to this project. In the pessimistic approach, you'll see a 3% price reduction and a 10% 10% increase in all of our expenses. And even with that very unlikely scenario, we're still looking at a little bit under a 1% profit margin. And as we look at our optimistic approach, which we're very confident in selling this home for more than $600,000 due to the high demand in the area, which, as I said earlier, puts upward pressure on the prices as we have more bidders and it's a more competitive market. And even if, so there we'll see cost decreases, which could happen through good management on site, things of that nature. And we're looking at an optimistic profit margin of 23.5%. So we're looking anywhere in that range of 12.4 to 23.5%, which will give us future prospects in the area as well.
In conclusion, our product here in Tiffin, Iowa and West Ridge community is very marketable, sustainable, profitable, and scalable. Thank you all very much for listening, and judges, we're open to questions.
Nice work, guys. Good presentation. I've got a question for Fabian. You mentioned sustainability, the content of the house, insulation, things like that. And you mentioned a whole house fan in your presentation. What's your thought process there?
Thanks, that's a great question. I'm going to hand it to Fabian.
Yeah, so just speaking to Owen a little bit about that, he told me that he's worked with a contractor that used that system, which helped kind of reduce the cost by 90%, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just give it on to Owen just to touch a little bit on it.
Yeah, so what a whole house fan does is it uses very low energy, very low cost to install, about $3,000 to $4,500 to install, and it pulls air through the attic. So you open the windows of the home. This is more for the summer, spring, and fall. And Iowa has pretty good temperatures around that time. So it pulls air through the house. You open windows. It provides a lot of ventilation at a very low cost. So you avoid using like an AC unit throughout the summer when you can, especially at nighttime when the temperatures go down. It saves, like Fabian said, 90% on that energy bill, which delivers very good value to the customer.
Gotcha. Yeah, because you got in your proposal, you had an ERV in there also, which is kind of doing the same thing, help circulate some air. But I see where you're going with the whole house fan. Thanks.
All right, a couple things that I wanted to comment on here, and then I've got a question for you. The exterior design fits very well for this market, so kudos there. I like the design. It would fit very well in the development that you chose. Also, your presentation, your attention to safety on the job site, I think is extremely important, so I'm glad that you put that information in there. The one question I did have, and maybe just confused a little bit on my side, so hopefully you can clear that up. How did you go about, or where did you find the information as far as what your market competition was in that area, as far as the builders that you're going against?
Right. I mean, that is a really nice question. We're looking, in my market analysis, we're looking everywhere in from Iowa City into Des Moines and then up to Cedar Rapids up north. Just single-family detached custom homes built newer than 2012 was my cutoff point there. And so I just kind of went around on Zillow, other researching websites, just seeing who builders were, kind of checking the prices of what they were building. Is it a simple design? Is it open floor plan? Like you said, we really love the house as well, that open floor plan. We really see, second time to third time home buyers, maybe first time, looking to bring their families in, quality schools around the area. And so just seeing what other competitors were doing, we wanted to match that. And like I said, we want to come into the market and compete with them.
That's a great answer. And just to add to that, when you're looking for your local competition, if you really want to focus on that, look to your local HBAs also, because that's going to show you who your custom builds. They're going to list that out and whatnot. So great job.
Thank you.
I just wanted to make a comment first to mirror Dave's. The aesthetic of the house, it does really fit well with Tiffin. I had a question, or more of a comment, in regards to your landscape. How do you plan on addressing all the water that's coming towards the back of your house?
As for landscape, we really wanted to put it in the presentation. With 10 minutes, we didn't think it was, the best idea for that. But it is pictured in our booklet. But that's a great question. I think there is a little bit of a downhill slope there. But I think if we, level the house correctly in a strong structure around that, we believe that having a quality vision of landscape with a lot of xeriscaping around the house, making sure chemicals and water is not getting into the foundation of the house, and then just applying certain grass seed that we came up with. I think it was bluegrass to complement that water soaking into the ground instead of flooding it.
All right. First off, kudos for the Energy Star appliances, and I know that you cited the LED light bulbs, I believe, in your proposal. I like to see that easy, low-lying fruit that, as a builder, you guys are pushing on that direction. Just wanted to clarify a few things here. I think you did some of this today in your presentation, but really, are you guys the general contractor? Because you talked about in pre-construction meeting that you will have between you, it says between us and the general contractor to discuss and define goals and objectives. I just want to make sure I understand how you're coming at this.
Right, so I think we're doing a design build here, superintendent out on site, with the GC being either myself or Ian, and just building those relationships between us and the trades coming in, constant vision, making sure everyone's aware of what we're trying to do here with this project and the detail and orientation behind it, and making sure that it's a quality build.
Okay, I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna follow up on the whole design, the exterior design of the house. It's spot on for our area. My question for you is though, so I was kind of hoping to see that there would be some renderings or actual drafting of the plan. So what was the kind of thought process behind selecting a stock plan?
Could you explain more of like a stock plan?
So it looks like the plans that you got were from a like architectural plans website. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So did you do any drafting in-house using CAD or anything like that?
Gonna hand it to Ian on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was the one who picked out the house on an architectural website, as you stated. I went with that one, and we did not do any sort of CAD or additional designs to it. I kind of was basing it off of how we are planning our financials around the house. So I went with what would fit in that market as well as what would fit with our financials, and I went with that. I didn't additionally add anything to that one.
Okay, I was just curious because I think from what I remember, you include $20,000 for design or for plans and specifications. So I guess I was wondering if you've got in-house design staff that are going to be doing that work, and there's nothing wrong with starting with a plan online. I mean, people do it all the time. Like people come into us and say, "Hey, I like this about this one and this about that one," and then we kind of use that as a jumping point. However, like in this particular situation, I think you could have taken this plan, since you don't have a foundation or a basement underneath it, and this plan would be really pretty easy to modify to be able to take those stairs off of the dining room and go down into the basement. So really, nothing wrong with starting with plans online, but just, kind of as a starting point to actually make it a custom home. But
Yeah, I think the main issue with like wanting to build off of it that we encountered was it costed a lot of money to get access fully to these plans and be able to like dissect them fully and see everything about them. So we weren't able to really afford that based off of the project.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think also back to your question, we really wanted to leave it open for future home buyers to make decisions for interior finishes. Like Fabian has mentioned, we do have these Energy Star appliances, but what does the customer, do they want, a larger fridge or smaller countertops, floors? Do we want carpet in that extra room for the kids? I think those are decisions that we kind of leave open to the home buyers coming in. And especially with some of the landscaping in the backyard, we kind of left that open. We did talk about bringing some trees in for shading and aesthetics, but I think just leaving, customization ideas open to the homeowner leaves a little bit more options for bidders to come in.
yeah, and I think that's really important. So that's kind of where I was kind of going with it. But yeah, and you guys, by the way, had a really nice mood board in your proposal. So I think that really helps to kind of give the customers a jumping off point to kind of figure out what they want inside.
Thank you.
Yep. I think we're good.
Well, thank you all for coming in and sitting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice job. Yes. Thank you. Nice job. Yes. Nice job,
Thank you,
guys.
sir.
Nice job. Good job. Nice job.
Judges, thank you for your service, your time. Thank you. You know, this isn't
How are you
free.
doing, Eric?
Well, good. So proud of you guys, and we're very grateful. Where was he? Come back. We got it over the line. You know what? And that's why I asked. Yeah, we weren't sure how to address that, so we just decided. It's important to the judges, they'll ask, but now he said you were off.
They came up earlier and I told them, I said, you know what? I tell students all the time, life happens.
Yeah.
You just move forward.
Yeah. He's working on it. He's alive and well. I've been in contact with him. He'll hopefully be back next quarter, but he needed to take time off.
Yeah, hopefully.
He's the one that did a lot of graphics.
Did he? Yeah. And it looks really good. And it does.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you guys.
Have a good show. Enjoy the rest of your time.
Automatic process for technology. Failures, is that like 50%?
Something like that, yeah.
50%, right? That's probably
Yeah.
reasonable.
Thanks for coming to me down here. Thank you. You guys.
I just want to say hello, Aaron.
Appreciate
Tim tells me you're from Kelowna. Oh yeah. Very good. My family's from Kelowna. Oh yeah. Well, my grandpa left when he was a young man, but my Aunt Ellen and Uncle Gene Way lived in Kelowna their whole lives. They lived in a little house right next to the elementary school, but they've been gone for a few years now. So we spend Thanksgiving every year in Kelowna as a kid. Yeah. It's not a little town. When we go back and visit the groves and things now, it's well, we went back to kind of clean up the grave sites a couple of years ago, and like my jaw hit the floor because we couldn't find dinner for less than about $20 a person. It's like it's not the Kelowna we knew. But yeah, exactly. Still good.
Just in case there's technology issues, this is the cord that I was using and they were able to get to you, so I'm just gonna leave it here just in case. And then I'll get it back from Scott. So just give it to Scott at the end of it because he and I work together. So, but I would hate for somebody else to have an issue like that and not be able to present. It's so stressful. They did a great job of pivoting after that. Yeah. No, I would not. I'm like, I would drop it, like, it would turn into compost. Yeah. Keep the cord, I'll get it from Scott afterwards. Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Teresa Quintana, and I am here with my team. We are from Solara State University, and today we will be representing ourselves as Woodmont Homes. We are coming all the way from Alpine, Texas, and we are really excited to be participating in our first ever custom build competition. With that being said, we'll go ahead and get started.
Hello, my name is Garner Hancock, and I've been handling the market analysis and scheduling for our team. The lot we've selected is in Iowa City, Iowa. It's about 28 miles south of Cedar Rapids and home to the University of Iowa. With a population around 76,000 people and has increased 18% since 2000, with projected to reach 84,000 by 2023. It's the fifth largest city in Iowa, and in 2022, estimated median household income was $130,000. As for our market analysis, Iowa City is one of the fastest growing cities in Iowa, and 412 small family building permits issued through September of 2021 in Iowa City, with 567 sales through October 2022 in Iowa City. Based off of our comparative market analysis using a 3-1-1 approach, which we kind of narrowed down because the lot's so close in the subdivision we're handling her, we got down to about 0.5 miles near the site. With a median sales price of $865,000 and then average of 43 days on market, and a median price per square foot of $162,000 and a median square footage of 4,163. Our primary target is families with a household ranging from 3 to 5 and a target age of 38 to 50 with median household income of $114,000. We tailored the house for college-educated, mid-level executives typically employed in the healthcare, higher education, or tech industry. The site is 1393 Tarmac Trail, Lot 27, Iowa City, Johnson County, Iowa, in the Troyers Meadows subdivision. The undeveloped site is open, slightly gently sloping, and covered with vegetation. The lot size is 13,410 square feet, and utilities are located near the site. We purchased the lot for $150,000, and it's supposed to be completed by January 15th of 2023. Excuse me. This is a rough outline of our project schedule. As of January 2nd, we're going to get our permits started, and hopefully by March 3rd, we can begin to mobilize equipment and manpower to the site. And by April 3rd, our structure and rough in is we're supposed to be getting it ready to go and getting our slabs down and framing. By May 26th, our exterior is supposed to be finished. This way we can start with the dry-in process of the interior finishing by June 28th. We plan to close out July 7th. Some assumptions we've made are we've already had HOA approval, lender approval, survey, and other required approval reviews to be completed by February 1st. I'm now going to pass the microphone to my colleague, Yasmin.
Hi, I'm Yasmin Guevara, and I am one of the designers for this project. What is a Woodmont home? A Woodmont home is not your average house. In fact, it is just more than a house, it's your home. Our commitment to quality, uniqueness, and flexibility offers our new home buyers best-in-class features to make their visions come to life. Our home offers an industry-leading 2-year workmanship limited warranty. Each Woodmont home also carries a full 10-year structural limited warranty. The product design. Woodmont offers home buyers the opportunity to personalize their new home. A variety of exterior and interior upgrade packages are available per plan. This includes exterior specialties, curb appeal amenities, interior specialties, wiring and electrical, lighting, and ceiling fans. This is our home, and it's 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath with about 4,500 square feet. And right here is the floor plan. Our first floor, second floor, and third floor. All right, here's Teresa.
Being the other designer on this project, we decided to go ahead and select finishes that are going to match our light modern farmhouse aesthetic. Right in front of you, Yasmin will be showing you an example of our samples that we provided for you today. Starting with the interior fixtures, we have our matte black plumbing and lighting fixtures, followed by complementary neutral and classic colors throughout the home. Starting with our first floor, we are going to select a luxurious vinyl flooring, followed by our second and third floor, which is going to be upgraded padding carpet. These carpet selections are going to have light toned and dark tones, just so we have a preferred reference for our buyer. We also have in our samples light gray cabinetry, followed by black hardware. That black hardware gives out that accent color to our modern aesthetic. We also have a white matte kitchen backsplash, just so we do have a flowy and clean look that's modern also in the kitchen. Also along with a white quartz countertop. Going into the bathrooms, we do have a white Carrara tile on the walls, followed by black stone floor tile. Going into our exterior finishes, we decided to match the interior to our exteriors. With that being said, we did select a white siding, followed by our black metal roofing and black windows. And with wood being coming back into the new 2023 year, we decided to give an accent color to our front door and our garage door as well. These are some of the renderings that we have in our home. As you can see, you have the kitchen in the top left, the dining room in the top right, the living room in the bottom left, and a master bedroom in the bottom right. I'll go ahead and pass it on to Kyle.
My name is Kyle Villan. I'm going to be doing the project management side of the construction project. I'm going to start off with safety first, because safety is always the most important thing on the construction project. Everyone's going to be having the proper PPE on the construction site, as well as be OSHA certified, which almost all of our team are, as well as on-site first aid station. And then we're going to be having a green building strategy. So we're going to be using the local and regional manufacturers, as well as having Energy Star appliances in our homes. Our traffic control, we're going to have all of our construction vehicles coming in from the North Scott Boulevard, which is the road in the north, not the road coming in from the south through the neighborhoods. We also have we're going to be having a SWPP, as well as dust control and erosion control, just to prevent any erosion going through any of the drainage system, as well as the software we're going to be using is Procore, and we are Procore certified. On sustainability, we'll be using ReadyFrame from Builders for Source, as well as having sustainable materials such as eco-friendly materials and Energy Star appliances. And then our project team is going to be including the owner, the superintendent slash construction manager, as well as the assistant construction manager. And then we'll also be working with local colleges, universities to have NAHB chapters to have student interns working on our construction site. I'll be passing it to Caleb Wood.
Hey y'all, I'm Caleb, and I'll be going over the budget and financial analysis with you. So we're assuming that we can purchase our lot for $150,000, and the remainder of our soft costs are $100,375. Our hard costs total to $492,581. And our total cost is $745,967.61. We're planning to sell the house for $950,000, and we're expecting a return of $204,000-ish on the profit. You know, markets fluctuate, everything changes, but that's what we're expecting. We do have a contingency of $14,867 in case anything changes, anything goes wrong. So our heated and cooled space, our square footage, is 4,534 square feet, and our price, or our cost per heated and cooled square feet, is $109.3, and our all-under roof is $94.92. Now our price per square foot for our heated and cooled is $209.53, and our all-under roof is $181. I'll be passing this off to Nana.
Thank you, Caleb. My name is Nana Prempit, and I'll be talking about our sales and marketing. One
Woodmont Home will have an in-house sales agent and a marketing sales agent. Our in-house sales agent is going to be in charge of in-house sales and guidance, and our marketing agent will oversee our sales and marketing strategies. So some of our marketing strategies will be social media, website, a floor plan, video tour, emails, print ads, direct email, referral programs, and many more. Next is our sales strategy. So once we get an approval for our permit, we're going to put our product on local MLS with floor plans and detailed specifications. And once drywall is completed, we're going to have in-person tours. Clients are going to be able to select final finishes and upgrades. And our final stage is going to be paperwork, just finalizing agreements and partnerships. Next, Woodmont Homes is going to have a few incentives. We're going to modify a plan from our selected high ceiling and open floor plans. We're going to be closing cost contribution by up to 3% with our preferred lending partner. And we're going to have discount for our military, teachers, fire, police, nurses, and homeland security. This program is going to be called the Heroes Program. So last year, our judges told us to make a little TikTok of how our social media is going to look like. So we made a little TikTok, but because of time, I'll pass it back to Caleb. Thank you.
I'm just going to be closing it out here, a little closing statement. Thank y'all for having us, right? We're really excited to be here. It is our second year, so it's not quite as new and fresh, but it's still really cool. Being in a new place, getting out of West Texas. So yeah, just thank y'all. Thanks for having us.
All right, I'm going to get us started here so we can keep within our time frame. One thing I really wanted to point out here was your safety plan. I like the fact that you went right to the NAHB website. You pulled out the information directly from the site and put that into your presentation. I really think that's great because it was one of the deliverables within the project. So kudos on that. Kyle, I believe you were talking about that, so excellent job. I'm sure you all worked on that together. So, and then also you put in there that you used Procore as your management software. Obviously, it's a very powerful software to use, so I like that. And then the other thing that I saw in there that I really liked, you pointed out that you were going to use NAHB student interns on your homes to do the work. Way to keep it within, what do I want to say, the realm that we're working in here. So great job.
Who brought the big suitcase for all this stuff over here? That's what I want to know. That's impressive. Just quickly, two things that stood out to me that I thought were great, and I noticed it again today when I was going through this. The About Us, the mission statement, that section you have there, I thought was really, really powerful and kind of got me pretty excited to read the rest. And then also, I think something that stood out was that construction quality control. That entire paragraph and the way that you look at ensuring that the quality is there to reassure the homeowner, and then kind of consistently bringing some things today that weren't in here, kind of stepped up the game. So yeah, I think there was some nice surprises today, so thank you.
Okay, I just want to follow up on the whole box of samples. That's not box, drawer. I just want to point out that's like an actual drawer. That's a really creative way to present that. And so seriously, kudos. And it is heavy. I mean, did you guys bring a separate suitcase for all that?
So I actually had to pack all of these samples in a duffel bag because it didn't fit in my luggage. So literally I checked in 2 bags. One was my personal and one was all the samples, and we just brought it together today.
Well, that's awesome. And really, it's a creative way of doing it. I think and I've kind of mentioned this before, when you're in custom, you really are, you should be giving people the opportunity to select some of these finishes. And so I think just coming up with different ways to be able to inform them of what those options are is really nice, especially if you can do it in one place as opposed to running people around all over the place, because, people that are affording this kind of house, as you guys mentioned, are in your higher income brackets. They're a little bit, have a little less time to do all this running around. And so if you can present that to them, I think that's really fantastic. And once again, like, so creative. Love it.
Just a couple things, and I'll kind of talk about what GT said with the surprises. You guys had a lot more slides and information that we saw today than what you had in your written proposal. So really nice job there. You had a lot more renderings. The house was a unique house with the 3-story, so we don't see too many of those in our area. Sandy, I don't know if you want to say anything, but we had one built that was similar to that. I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen a 3-level like that. So a little bit different, but neat floor plan. So yeah, I really like that you brought a little extra today with your information, your product selections, and the guides there were really nice to see. So if you're in it next year, third year, put some of that in your initial presentation if you can fit.
Thank you. I mean, we were planning to do, what you normally see there, which is 2-story and then like a half lower level. But we decided that, we wanted to be a little bit different, go with a 3-story. Even if it's not a full 3rd story, it's more like a flex space game room sort of deal upstairs. But thank you.
I'm just going to mirror what Aaron touched on, which is the 3-story. There is a 3-story at 402 Windmill, kind of across the road from, that's very similar to this. One of the things that I just want to caution on when you're doing building and developments like this, and I know this was not part of the project, but look at the covenants to see if 3 stories are allowed, because the person that built the 402 Windmill had to negotiate with the main developer for that 3rd story. But that being said, she presented a precedence for you. And I especially like the Heroes incentive. As a veteran myself, that would be a selling point to me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Great, thank you. Thanks. Nice to meet you too.
Nice job.
Nice to meet you.
Nice job.
Nice
Especially
to
on your
meet
second
you.
time around.
Thank
Great
you.
job. We
Thank
love
you.
the samples.
Nice to meet you.
Excellent. Yes, nice job.
Thanks.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry, you're
Nice to
fine.
meet you.
Nice job. Thank you. Nice job. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks, sir.
No, that was
and
very
that,
good.
and that is an actual drawer from the hotel.
Yeah, we didn't want that you're stayed in.
Yeah, we didn't want to put that on
Thank you.
You got these big guys.
Just the way
If you were up yesterday or tomorrow, you could get stuff to the floor.
Well, and just the idea to bring something like that in is obviously unique and creative. But I'm thinking, okay, they had all.
Yeah.
Because when I took that drawer initially, I'm thinking, there's a weight to this. Yeah. So we need to do because we tried to make it kind of industry. Sure. Yeah.
So he teaches full time. No, I'm glad you guys are partners. That's kind of stand and build type things. Oh wow. Yeah. It's
When we turned in the proposal, we turned in towards the NAHB website started actually kind of funky. So I don't really. Yeah.
How long is the drive?
Oh. Well, you know, once it's up, you can't fix it.
Awesome.
There was a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we hold a little bit back too.
We were kind of checking it out because I have to admit I wasn't familiar. I'm like, where's this at? And I kind of that was awesome. Yeah. Okay. See? Yeah. Big man.
So I mean, they're like.
How far is it to El Paso? Okay. Been there, but yeah.
We're industrial technology, so we have.
Awesome. Well, thanks. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
It was hard to put together, so for y'all to review that.
And construction, design work, we do all kinds of stuff. So we teach the program from full. We even have them interacting with real clients.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
We can share that today. Very good. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Caleb.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Camden.
Diana.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Caleb.
Sergio. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Really close.
Sergio. Nice to meet you.
I'm Camden.
It's another national park for you. Big Bend? It's like, I think it's.
Oh, yes.
I've seen pictures. Yeah. You gotta be commended if there's.
We'll go ahead and get started. This is Colorado State. Just as a reminder for everybody that during the presentation and to keep any comments until after they are completed. This is also going to be live streamed on NAHB TV channel YouTube. If anyone is interested in sharing that information as well, the team will have 10 minutes to present with and then Q&A, and then yeah, I'll let Dave talk a little bit about the camera over here, and then we'll go ahead and start when you're ready.
So we do have a timer up here. Just know that, obviously, this isn't exact, it's just close. If you hear it go off, just know that, to kind of try to finish up. You have time, so don't get in a big hurry. Other than that, good luck. I'll set the timer, and once you start, I'll let it go.
Good afternoon. We are RAM Custom Homes representing Colorado State University. I'm Sergio, project manager, and this is my team.
I'm Caleb, the design phase manager.
I am Keelani, marketing specialist.
Diana, safety manager. Grace, the scheduler.
And I'm Camden, the estimator.
So our location is in Iowa City, a subdivision of Tamarack Ridge. Our project cost is estimated to be about $658,000, and our listing cost is $799,000.
Alright, we wanted to start with the design since it is a custom home. This is one of the biggest parts of our home. We have an indoor-outdoor living in this house. It's got a bunch of huge windows. We picked a lot that backs up to an open space. So there's a big open space behind that house. You'll never have a neighbor, so you want to be able to have a good view. And we have a 3 sliding patio door, too, that you can access the closed-in patio on. It's a very modern design, and it's built for growth. If you go in through the front door, you got a full bathroom down on the first level as well as an office, and then the rest of it's open space, so that way, you know, you can be with the family or you can go in the office. If you go upstairs, you got 3 bedrooms, 3 baths as well, and an additional office upstairs. With COVID being a thing, a lot more people are working from home. This allows 2 different people to be working at home at the same time without interrupting them. As far as sustainability goes, we got smart features throughout the whole house, smart lights and a smart thermostat so you can control it from not being home. And then we replaced the traditional grass lawn with a clover lawn. It's a lot easier upkeep and a lot better for the environment. Uses a lot less water too, so.
Right now we are looking at a seller's market. That means homes are selling fast and they are increasing in value. As for competition for our house, we see most homes selling in Tamarack Ridge and comparable neighborhoods are selling from $400,000 to $800,000, while those higher value homes are selling for a bit more. Our price is around $800,000 to give us availability to sell to a younger market and with the availability to provide more custom home. We identified our target market as young professionals that have high earning and want to expand their family. This population displays the highest amount of desire and ability to become homeowners. Our unique design and suburb location reflects the macro trends that are increasing market values, and the sustainable and unique designs are attracting homeowners from our target market. And this is our sales plan. We plan to use Redfin and Zillow to specifically attract our target market, and we will plan to list as soon as possible in order to bring the customer into the design phase if we can.
One of the biggest risks when it always comes to construction is safety. Here in Ram Custom Homes, we want to make our employees and other workers' safety as a priority always. Today we want to emphasize on 3 of the main hazard preventions, which are tool handling, fall protection, and safety documents and programs. We emphasize these because these will be used most of the time during our project. And we always want to have a competent person on site just to make sure that the project and tasks are being in a safely and correct manner. And with safety, it helps us plan our site logistics. So right here we have our road where our entrance and exit would always be. And because of this, we have our parking, easy access, along with easy access for delivery trucks for our storage area. Storage area will be really easy access as well for our construction site, which is this big blue rectangle right here. And we want to point out our linear yellow square and red circle because this will help us with our stormwater prevention plan. The stormwater prevention plan includes a fence with a privacy screen along with straw wattle, I'm so sorry, along with a French drain. This would help prevent contamination along with the water management easement that's in the backyard, and a concrete washout for the phase when we have concrete as well.
Hi everyone. So as you can see, we're expecting a 13-month total duration, with 8 months of that being construction, 5 months of that being pre-construction. We identified Lot 31 for purchase on November 1st of 2022. We plan on having finishes done by November of 2023 and obtain our certificate of occupancy no later than December of 2023. As you might have noticed, this seems like a little bit of a longer time frame, and a lot of that is because we're a design-build company. We do have our 3D renderings, but we have not finished our documents, and the big part of that is because this is a custom home. We really want our customer to have their say on their finishes. We want them to feel like this is their home, so the sooner we can get them involved, the better. So bringing them on during pre-construction allows us to have them communicate with our subcontractors. It allows us to identify long lead times and any special products that they might like. As you guys probably know, we're in a time of very long lead times right now. We're still recovering from COVID, and it's always been a hassle to find labor in construction. So the goal of our pre-construction is really just to make construction go as smoothly as possible. So when looking at our schedule, our entire philosophy is to overestimate a time frame rather than underestimate. We would rather get done early than finish late.
Moving on to the estimate here, we have a raw cost of $514,000. That's the pure construction cost. And then with the Iowa State tax, that comes to $547 or $1,000. I want to point out that the total project cost is $658,000. We have a total square footage of 3,800, which brings our total cost per square foot around $173. This may seem a bit more expensive than the other homes that you might have seen today, but I think this is pretty usual for a house that's so close to a college town, close to the downtown, and also with luxury views as well. On this next slide, I just want to point out some major scopes that you might have noticed. On this project, we're going to use a lot of self-performed work because we're trying to save money here. We want to avoid subcontractor fees at all costs. So once again, our total construction cost was $658,000, $703. We're going to list this project at $799,000 to give us a profit margin of $140,000. Feel free to take a look at your pro forma as well to see alternate pricing.
And that was Ram Custom Homes. Any questions?
I guess I'm starting first on this one. First of all, good job on your presentation. I love the house that was on the front page of your cover. I'm just wondering, the 3D rendering, can somebody talk about the difference between the 3D rendering and the photograph of the picture up front?
Yeah, of course. Thank you for your question. So we're a very young team, and we were actually in the middle of our design classes when coming up with this. So we tried our hardest to do it. None of us knew SketchUp, but that was the mode that we used. Of course, there is some discrepancy. That's the picture on the front is what we would have loved it to look like, but we acknowledge that we did have some differences. Sorry for that.
Yeah, that house would look good on that lot. I will say that. Also, one other comment, it might be a little tough to sell a close to $800,000 house in Iowa with only one stall garage. We like our garage space sometimes more than we like the house. So, just a comment.
All right. I'm interested. You did a good explanation of the clover, and I know that it was brought up today, but who came up with that, and where did you guys? You want to talk? Sorry to get you back up to the mic, but.
I came up with that. I was looking at other teams' proposals in the past, and I noticed that landscaping just seemed a little short, and I love landscaping. So I was thinking of ways that we could possibly stand out, and I thought, why not make landscaping sustainability? Connect. I thought that was a cool idea. I did quite a bit of research, and I found that clover is up and coming, that millennials love it because you really don't have to mow it. It's great for bees, it's great for your garden, and then I started looking at the EPA, and they said that it dramatically saves you money. So I figured that would be something that would work well in Iowa City. It's very hardy in the winter, targeting a young family. you'd rather be playing with your kids than mowing the lawn. So that was my thought behind that.
Awesome. That stood out in that entire section with the wildflowers. I assume that was probably you as well. So good work.
Okay, I don't mean to keep harping on the design because I'm probably going to have the same person up here again, but I immediately noticed you guys use SketchUp, which actually I think is great. I think there's a lot of kind of ideas that you need to use, like a chief architect or a Revit or something like that. We use SketchUp in-house to do both design and our construction plans. And there are a lot of ways that you can use SketchUp, and I think some people wouldn't even know that it wasn't a CAD plan. So layers, who's doing the SketchUp stuff, or are you guys all doing SketchUp? So get really good at layers. Like, layers are the only way you will get SketchUp to do what you need it to do. And then SketchUp does have a companion program called Layout, and that's what we use to do our plans. And so if you're interested in learning more about that, those would be the programs to do. I do like, just now segueing onto the SketchUp thing, SketchUp is really a lot of fun to be able to show people what a house is going to look like. So I like that you really had a lot of discussion about pre-construction and helping, customers to visualize and design their plans. I mean, that's a huge part of my job. We really want our customers to know what their house is going to look like, and if they're uncertain, to be able to show them what it's going to look like using software that we have in-house. We routinely bring customers in, we walk them through the houses, in our models and things like that, and it really is super important. So I actually like that you guys use SketchUp, so just keep learning about it. It doesn't come easily. It's worth it in the end, though.
I've got just a couple comments real similar to what some of the other people just said. It would be the SketchUp too. On your renderings of the blueprint, you show stairs, SketchUp, they're not in there. But I appreciate the total honesty you just had, and when you said, hey, we were just learning it. I mean, I think in industry or job or anything, if somebody asks you something and you don't know, I don't know. It's okay to not know, and it's okay to be honest. So I think that was okay just to say that, and obviously now you're further along in what you're learning. So like Deanna just said, SketchUp's a really powerful program, and you can do a lot of really neat things with it. As far as the Clover goes, it did really, I think this was the only one that showed that. And we all noticed it, so it kind of jumped out at us. I'm a lawn nerd. I'd love to mow my lawn, so I would never have clover in my lawn. But no, really kind of a neat idea.
All right, so a couple things I had on here. One thing that I really liked, you pointed out that you wanted to hopefully get a potential buyer involved with your project as soon as possible so that they can pick out the different selections within the home. That's what makes a custom home custom. Tailoring it to their needs. So I'm glad that you pointed that out and you brought it up in your presentation. I thought your graphics were really good. They were easy for me to read, and my eyes aren't getting any younger, so I really appreciate the fact that I could see everything, I could read it, so that's a definite plus. Other than that, you pointed out that the reason why you laid some things out was because of a, let me see here, I lost my point here, stormwater easement in the back. You knew what you had to do with your SWIP plan in order to touch on all those points. One thing I did want to point out, though, you said you want to do a lot of self-perform work on your project. Just realize that, at least in the state of Iowa, and it can be different anywhere, that for your MEPs, you have to have a master licensed contractor to do that work. So having that in-house can be difficult at times, but if you can accomplish that, that will save you money in the long run. So I thought you pointed out a lot of great things today in your presentation, and I commend you on that.
Thank you very much.
Nice job. Thank you. I liked your guys' use of notebooks too. That looked very professional. You were all the same. No, this is great. Nice job. It's all about learning.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, it's really good.
Nice job. Thank you. Don't give up on SketchUp. It's awesome.
Go enjoy the show.
Thank you.
You guys are all the
Hard to
Thank you so much.
learn.
Did you say this is your first year?
Yeah, all of us.
Yeah.
None of us have been on a competition team before ever.
So sit in on some of these other ones.
Yeah, we sat in on the winners of last year.
Did you? Okay. Now,
Okay.
what year are you guys
Yeah,
as
okay.
far as schooling goes?
Like
Sophomore,
junior.
second years.
I created a schedule, and we were in the middle of AutoCAD when we
Yeah, there it is. We knew how to AutoCAD and then we taught ourselves SketchUp. That was a lot of fun.
So
The
that's a
teachers-
ton of
so you
work.
guys
You know
taught
how
yourself
much work this
Yeah,
is.
nobody
So.
knows.
Okay,
Just
that's really
figure it
good
out.
because SketchUp is not the easiest. Like I use SketchUp every day. It's not the easiest thing
watched
to learn how to do.
There's a ton of them out there.
Layers, 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 layers,
One
layers,
thing
layers.
you can do, and
a lot to learn.
Yeah.
No, we
Yeah.
tried really hard, but
No, I commend you on all that.
Google a guy named Matt Donnelly. He has several books called SketchUp to Layout that are really, really fantastic, and they actually start from like I know nothing about SketchUp to I can do blueprints in SketchUp, and so he really I think is probably one of the best. There's another guy I can't remember his name.
And
He's like so and so the SketchUp. He's like
I'm
he's got like
behind
a
you guys.
yeah a weird thing. Like he's like this. He calls himself the SketchUp guy. He's on a lot of YouTube videos, but I mean I would say it probably took me, and I use it almost every day. 2-3 years before I got really, really, really like fast and shortcuts.
why can't we see through the windows now?
Oh my god. Yeah, don't give up on it. It's
I don't know a
really.
ton about it, but I know it's a whole lot easier to use than Revit because if you
I
mess up
hate
in Revit, you can't do anything.
I know, and
Yeah.
it's nice that it like automatically does it, but if you make a mistake, it's hard.
Yeah, well, but it can be a downfall. So with SketchUp, it's not parametric. You're not telling it what you want. So like in Revit, you have to say, I want a 3.5-inch wall, and it's got a 1/2 inch of drywall on either side, all that kind of stuff. In SketchUp, you just say, I want a 5-inch wall. Well, there's not a 5-inch wall, right? And so it's kind of, you actually kind of have to know a little bit about what you're drawing when you're drawing it, otherwise you won't draw it correctly. So that can be the downside. On the other hand, if you want to show somebody furniture, it's like you can draw a couple of boxes that represent couches and chairs and beds and, you know, but we
And
do.
there's a lot of plans too that people do that, where they're drawing in a couch and TV because people don't understand, they don't come in space. So to have some of that drawn in is nice.
Yeah, we were shocked. We were looking at libraries, and we were like, ooh, it's really nice.
Who spent 200,000 million hours on this?
Well, there's a lot of, so SketchUp has a lot of extensions. So if you see things that have like lots of curves and things like that, that's not using your like native SketchUp tools. Those are going to be extensions that are most likely going to be used for that kind of stuff. And you can also import CAD items into SketchUp. So you can import DWG files into SketchUp. Don't do it; they're huge. They will screw up your model very quickly. But yeah. So, but yeah. I mean, I really kudos. I can't believe you guys like didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
That is.
So,
I couldn't even imagine doing that.
No. So what I would suggest, if you all have the ability, do this again next year.
For sure.
Think of the growth that you'll be able to go through and be able to come back and do it again.
Yeah, and I love that you guys referenced looking at previous years'
Yeah.
presentations,
Yep.
because that's the way to kind of be like, oh, what are they doing? And do we like what they're doing, or do we not like what they're doing?
So it's like 100% new team.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we did that. I didn't do the custom home. I did the 2-year presentation several years ago, and the very first thing we did is look at everybody else's the previous year and kind of be like, well, that was dumb. We're not going to do that, or we really like this. We're going to focus on that, or we're just going to do something completely different.
Yeah, and doing something different isn't bad as long as it fits the demographic that you're working within.
And your Clover is definitely different, but in Iowa City,
That would
it would be fun. It would.
It's
It
a
would.
much more
Iowa City
liberal
would definitely latch
community.
on to that. But like Aaron said,
I'd love to mow my lawn. I like to mow stripes in it.
so this guy, he's going to go out there and he's probably going to spray a product that possibly is going to kill your lawn. So,
And the only other thing I'd say is kids, like little kids that are playing outside barefoot are going to step on it. The bees are great, but yeah. But
so yeah,
no, it's all
everything is going to have a plus and minus
Yes,
to it. Just know that. So, you guys did a great job.
Yeah.
And it comes back.
Well, and it always stays green.
We planted stuff. We planted some in our backyard. Yeah,
To your
mostly
point,
for
super
deer.
hardy. You understand what a cold winter is like. So, we endure the same thing for the most part, and it's nice to have a lawn that will come back every year, and you don't have to reestablish it or, always constantly manicuring it.
Yeah, my family's from Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
So there was
So where are all of you originally from then? Colorado. Okay, all right. So you're all native to Colorado then, but you had family in Iowa at least.
My dad's from the
Okay, all right.
That's two.
Oh.
We're Hawkeyes here. We don't
My Cornhuskers start battling back.
Yeah.
Might be 30 years from now.
They say that every year.
Hey,
Next year will be the year.
they had their run for a long time though.
We're waiting for the Purdue team. We lost some players in football team too.
Yeah, please give them a hard
You're okay with that?
I don't know if I know they're here.
Yeah.
It's not Penn State.
Not Penn State, but Penn. Yep. So, well, you guys all did an excellent job, especially if this is your first time doing this. You know, just
Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Yeah.
I like to tell students this is as close to the real thing as you can get without actually doing it. So all the hard work and time that you put into this and trying to decide what am I going to fit into 20 pages, what's important, what can I leave out, what can I put on the presentation. A lot of decisions to be made.
Yeah. And it's like taking another class.
Yeah.
It's like taking like 3 classes.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is all new to me. I'm
Yeah.
barely just jumping into construction classes.
So I give you guys a lot of credit. It's a lot of work.
Good luck.
A lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah, we did good. Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, absolutely.
Are you gonna go to the expo or just?
They coming back next
Oh,
year?
probably, but we
encourage
don't
them
really
to.
have any opening until Wednesday or Thursday. I'm looking forward to Cabot's like.
Whatever Aaron did.
I can look at windows and stores.
Oh, these are on.
But I like looking at the inside stuff a lot better.
So whatever you did to shut that up.
Yeah, it's open. They figured it
So
out.
we flew in on Sunday.
But
Yep. And
the
then,
good news is it's
I'm
open.
not-
The
I'm
bad
gonna
news
be
is
back
Kohler's
Friday. A lot of
missing
people
half
say
of this
that.
place, but I think it's.
What's that? Yeah.
That's what the
it's-
sirens were about earlier.
It's okay. No.
This was not hay. This was the same information.
Yeah, the last time I was here, well, I was here with my husband once, and we actually rented a car and drove down
I looked
to.
at the performer because I didn't look at the schedule.
Because I was like, I don't want to read these, yeah.
It is that. Like,
Yeah, so Colorado's nice though too. I lived out there for a year. I went to the University of Denver.
I guess I'll look at that tonight.
Yeah, Denver just presented. Yeah, but we were on a completely different campus, so I wasn't part of the main campus. Their law program had a different campus, kind of over by the Wells Stapleton. See, I'm dating myself, like that hasn't been around for Jesus, probably close to 30 years because they were built really when I lived out there, which is a really long time ago. So, anyways, but so in my previous life, I was a CPA, and so I worked for Deloitte & Touche, which is a large accounting firm in Des Moines, and I went to the University of Denver to get my graduate tax degree. So that's all I did was taxes, and I really liked it. But public accounting sucks, and it's a grind. My husband does it as well, and so I actually stayed home for 10 years with my kids while he was doing all the working, and decided several years ago I wanted to go back to school and do something different. My dad built houses, and just have always, and he was a small custom home builder, like stick the sign in the front of the yard. No, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, because I'm all over the country, but yeah, so it's like I'm really interested in sales plans as well, just because yeah, these are big expensive houses and you don't want to get stuck with them. So how do you? So I really like that you guys focused on the like designing it to a custom, because you have to. It's in this price range, you have to be able to make changes and make modifications. And I mean, some of the things my dad did to sell a house, it's like you do what you have to do. He put a bedroom in some over a garage under some rafters once because people needed another bedroom. So yeah, so that's super important. So I really am glad you guys focused on it. So
I like the schedule. How it's easy to show people.
it is, and we do it all the time. Here, I can show you here. I don't know if I have any models on my computer, but look into layers because it really is. You can't do anything on SketchUp here. I'm gonna hide all my stuff here. I don't know if I have any models. Oh, I probably do in here. Let's see. Hang on. I really want to be able to find one. I don't know if I have. Well, these are little ones. These aren't big models, but it'll kind of give you an idea. And I'd really like to show you like a full house done in SketchUp. Okay, you can't use SketchUp without a mouse. You guys are using a mouse, right? Please tell me you're using a mouse.
I use a mouse.
You got to use a mouse.
I got 3 media months of not using a mouse.
Yeah, you can't use SketchUp without a mouse. Oh, this is a low one. It's not. But
So we should have a break.
okay, and scenes too. Make sure you're using scenes because I can go from doing a floor plan to doing a perspective just like that. This is a little tiny model for a bathroom I'm working on right now, but
So are you a designer?
I do, well, no, so we've got a drafts person in-house, and then I kind of work with her. She does all of this stuff. I mean, I know how to use SketchUp too, but she does all of our drafting. So this is kind of where I show you, like, this is how we have different layers and things like that, so I can turn different things off and on by turning them on.
That would be so much better because we were putting it in floors and it kept on deleting our vanities.
Yeah, so everything has to be a component, first of all. Nesting, components, layers.
So it is kind of like it's like AutoCAD in that respect, where layers is a big.
Yes, yeah, and when you import files, I really want to see a big one. Let me see. I don't want to eat into someone else's time either here, but ooh, I better have one. No. Well, either way, layers. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I wonder if we have alternates on this one. I don't have alternates on this one. But anyways, really, I mean, it's Matt Donnelly does a fantastic job. So I would definitely, he's got a new book called SketchUp to Layout. It's an updated version from a book that he did a couple of years ago, and I would highly recommend it. If you guys are just learning, it'll keep you from developing horrible habits because you can develop some pretty, and use shortcuts.
Good.
Thank you. That'll
We
be
appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
I love
'Cause
SketchUp.
They're adding SketchUp to one of our classes, but we already took it, so we won't get to see it.
Oh, well, yeah, keep doing it. It's a wonderful program, and it's fun to render into. You can get, Enscape is a really nice extension, and you guys are students, so you get all that free and do it.
Yes.
Like, do it. So.
Saves so much money.
Might as well.
Well, we appreciate it.
Yes, well,
Thank
good
you.
luck, yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little SketchUp class tonight. I'm just like.
assistant, that's what they call it, assistant. And she sent him a text yesterday and wanted if we all missed her because she wasn't with him. And he said, what do you think? And she said, you can do a little bit, like, yeah, I don't know. He said, you're gonna have to. You know, you can do that, I'm not saying. It's his assistant, they're good. Because it will happen.
birthday. Good to go hide, right? So now all we do is
We
like.
can always leave, but like we can't go on our toes. You would allow to do it right now? I mean,
It is.
Just walk in. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll just put it like this.
That's just not even responsible. Right, exactly. Hi. Yep. Nice to meet you, Deanna. Deanna. Oh, nice. Okay. Awesome.
Very Very good.
I'm Tara.
Deanna, nice
Hi,
to meet
Tara.
you.
I'm Dave.
Sarah.
Deanna.
Hi, Sarah. I'm Dave.
Deanna.
Hi,
Hi,
Anthony. I'm
GT.
Dave.
Nice to meet you. Nice to
Hi,
meet you.
Caitlin.
Sarah.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Dave, Vicky.
Vicky.
I'm Anthony. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice
There
to
you
meet
go.
you.
Nice to meet you guys.
Vicky.
Diego.
There we go. That worked.
Yeah, I don't like to start early because of the audience more than anything else. And there's too many speech competitions where they start early and then parents didn't say their kids perform. Are they in your downloads? This line is kind of funny. I just put it in my notes. And I was like, oh yeah, is that how that goes? Okay. That's pretty cool. I want to know what software they use to be able to find. Yeah, it's an STL file, is that what? Yeah. Does your model have to be pretty clean? Yeah. Which we have now, because I have worked really stinking hard to get that done the last couple of years. Oh, yeah. Yep, and those are the thicker. Which is, yeah, holding it, but that's why we started actually like walking people through models, because it's like, so many people just think they're holding.
So beyond that, you guys have a 3D printer, and you could print that floor plan.
Mm-hmm.
And
Maybe once it's done.
What's that?
Maybe once it's done and they don't change it 10 more times. Oh my gosh.
There is something to be said there.
I gotta tell you, like, I've had a couple of projects now that are like, we should write a little thing about like the definition of scope creep. Like, I got two right now that it's like, oh my lord, I don't know how I got to where I'm at. Like, it happens so slowly, and then you're like, shit, scope creep. You like start with a project, and next thing you know, like a little granny shed in the backyard, and next thing you know, you got a $600,000 addition. It's like, how'd that happen? Like, how'd that happen?
We started here,
Like, not even close. Another one where I forgot to, where my actual.
Oh, so you can download it from here.
No, I know I did.
Like for our total team? I don't think so. These are. That was the average of everyone, yeah, so other people may have brought it up, but. Okay, it's 3 o'clock, and so we'll go ahead and get started. This is Kent State, and just as a reminder to everyone in the audience to put their phones on silent, or any other devices that you might have, and to not make any comments during the presentation. They will present for 10 minutes, and then we'll have about 10 minutes to do a Q&A afterwards. Dave can talk about the time clock a little bit, and then they can go ahead and get started.
All right. So as you know, you'll have 10 minutes to do your presentation. I'll set a timer up here. It's just a guideline. Obviously, you may be a little under that. You may be a little over that if you hear it go off. We welcome you to finish your presentation during whatever time you need, and then we'll move to the Q&A after that. Everybody ready to go? Yes, sir. All right. I will set the timer, and the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, investors. AM Custom Homes is thankful and appreciates this opportunity to present the Hawkeye as the best investment for Johnson County, Iowa. I'd like to take this time to introduce our team. We have Melina Karna, our senior designer, Caitlin Urim, senior designer, Anthony Bishop, project manager, Vicky LaGuardia, senior estimator, Sarah Kwaji, market director, and myself, project executive, Tara Rybar. We have incorporated our core values, mission, and vision into the research and design of our home. We know with the gaining clientele of the community that there is a future buyer waiting to call this house their forever home. I'd now like to take this time and hand it over to Sarah for market overview.
Welcome to Tiffin, Iowa, where we have a population of roughly 4,000 people. This location is great because it is just 17 minutes away from Iowa City, where there's going to be a lot of amenities and different things that you can do with your family or friends, like going to the shopping mall, movie theaters, or the golf course, just to hang out and have some fun on like your days off or whenever. With this being said, our target market will be established families and professional couples. As you can see to the graph on the right, they are the majority of the population who own and are looking to buy households in this area. With this being said, most of our selling techniques are going to be more modern, like Instagram, Facebook, and our website, although we will be incorporating some traditional factors like community flyers and Zillow, just to make sure that we have a good incorporation from all to reach everyone that is looking to buy a home. With all of these selling techniques, we are aiming to sell this house before construction begins once we have bought the lot. We are fully aware that this might be longer and that it might go on throughout construction, and we have prepared ourselves for that. Now that you've heard a little bit about where we are and how we're going to sell this home, I'll pass it to Caitlin to show it to you.
So welcome to 199 Edelweiss Circle. This 5-bed, 3.5-bath home features adaptable spaces, flexible spaces, as long as an ADA accessible first floor plan.
Getting into the exterior finishes, you will notice vertical and horizontal siding, a limestone wash facade, as well as a metal roof. We have incorporated a concrete stamped sidewalk and driveway, and also a covered porch perfect for your morning coffee. Going around back, you will notice a covered porch on the left. This is perfect for grilling and dining with your family and friends. And we also have a more private deck off of the primary suite. This backyard is customizable for every family, whether that means including a playset, a fireplace, or a soccer net for the children. Getting into the floor plans, on the first floor, walking through the front door, you are greeted with open living and dining spaces. Throughout the house, we have LVT flooring in the main spaces, and in laundry, mudroom, and bathrooms, we have tile. This house is perfect for growing families. For the bedrooms on this floor, the one up top is perfect for a bedroom, or it can be converted into a private office, and then the primary suite is on this floor as well. Going upstairs, you will notice 3 bedrooms here. We have 2 at the bottom for children who would share a Jack and Jill bathroom, and a mother-in-law suite up top. The idea of having 2 primary suites in this home is for flexibility and adaptability when growing with family. Whether that means parents stay upstairs with their children, as they age, they will make their way downstairs, or vice versa. You'll notice a large landing. This space is made for entertainment and movie nights with family. Now that we've seen the plans, let's take a look at the construction.
Thank you. Like any of our projects, sustainability is at the forefront of our project. For example, our design, material consideration, landscape, appliances, as well as our trade partners. We work closely with Iowa City and Cedar Rapids to select subcontractors with sustainability plans in effect today. As the project manager, I work closely with the creation of the schedule, and some considerations to be aware of would be the long lead time on certain materials, the inspection dates, as well as the weather delays that we implemented into our schedule already. Some milestones and dates to look forward to would be our first day of our project starting on February 20th, our rough and enclosure fully finished by September 8th, and our certificate of occupancy being delivered by November 14th, all in all taking under 9 months. With that, I'll hand it off to Diego to talk about our site management plan.
Thank you, Anthony. As superintendent for the AM Custom Homes team, I'll act as the midpoint between the design team and our trade partners. In order to achieve quality custom homes, we need to set the bar with our trade contractors. And we do that by supplying them with key documents such as a design book and a site plan with safety elements and a builder inspection sheet, which they will perform at the end of their work to ensure that they have reached our standards before we issue their final payment. We also focus on meetings. We want to meet with the foremen at the beginning of their work scope and at the end, and in between if necessary. This will ensure us that they have done their best work ability. We also will conduct safety inspections at random to ensure that our safety equipment isn't blocked or damaged, and that the crews are working safely at all times. A site consideration for this particular lot was we were already in an established community. This made us focus on our site layout plan to be mindful of our neighbors and community. The foreman will receive these key documents to ensure the quality of their work and also their safety. A key element of the safety logistics plan is the gravel driveway, which will act as an off-street trade parking lot and also a delivery point. I will now pass it on to Vicki to talk about the estimate.
Looking at the estimate, we come in at just under $700,000 total cost. The purchase price of our land was $99,900, with construction costs coming in at $550,000. Sitting at 3,390 square feet, the Hawkeye comes in at about $206 per square foot. Contingency will be about 10% of our construction costs. We will use this money to cover material delays or substitutions, and also to mitigate any sort of labor shortages or delay in finding other companies. We also have a Connex box that will be on site over the duration of the build that will supply additional storage area. Looking at the direct cost, about a quarter of our finishes and interior design work will aim towards a higher end finish. We are looking at higher end countertops, tile work, appliances, and hardware in hopes of finding that higher echelon of customer to maximize our profit. I will pass it on to Tara, and she will tell you about our financial opportunities.
Thank you, Vicki. We are displaying 3 scenarios of home sale potential possibilities. We'd like to start off with our optimistic scenario that is reflecting the positive home sales of other custom homes in the neighborhood. We gain to make 20% profit. We also show a conservative profit where we could possibly make a percentage of 15%. We'd like to display our base scenario to provide transparency with our investors of potential risk, and that is where we deem it could be 10% profit. With this, we'd also like to just welcome you home to Johnson County.
Imagine receiving the keys to your new Hawkeye home. Just picture yourself growing and living with your family. Whether that's dancing in the kitchen with your significant other, celebrating milestones around the kitchen with friends and family, or even watching your children grow around holidays and opening Christmas presents in front of the fireplace. This home is meant to create core memories, and with that being said, we welcome you to the Hawkeye family with open arms.
Kent State would like to thank you, and now we open the floors for questions.
All right, thank you guys. That was wonderful. I also, love the 3D model. That's fantastic. You had cited in your packet that you submitted earlier that there was a 25% visibility standard per Johnson County Code. I was wondering if someone could kind of elaborate on that and how that kind of went into your design process.
At this time, we're going to have to get back to you.
Okay. So I'm gonna, for those of you who aren't aware, they passed out a 3D model of their home, which is really very cool. So I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit, and then also your renderings as well. So they've got 2 separate levels that they did. I think it's, and I've talked about this in other presentations before, I think it's really important to help your customer visualize the home that they're going to be building. And so I like that you, again, had a discussion about when you're going to place this home on the market and with the intent of trying to get someone secured as the homeowner before you start building. So I think that's really important. I really like you guys had a finished page in your proposal that showed the exterior of the home and then labeled specific products that you would potentially be using inside. So I think that's really nice. And even to the extent you decide to maybe start this as a spec home and then put it up for sale, I think that would really, I mean, just as it is right now, would be a really nice sales flyer that you could include outside. So I think that's really nice. I don't know if your pricing necessarily reflects some of the finishes that you had selected, like Cambria countertops are like the highest end quartz countertops that you can put in, so they tend to be quite a bit more expensive than what your prices were. But I like that you went ahead and included that sheet. And then in general, I think your plans are drafted really nicely. Your elevations are really nice. So I would just say, with your plans, make sure that you label what level they are, and then give us how many square foot per level, because that just kind of helps us identify the space and you know what's included in the estimate. But nice job on those.
So just a couple comments. I really like the proposal overall. I thought your the layout and the graphics and everything you did were really nice. Kind of to be honest point, the renderings looked really good. The thing that caught my eye from the very beginning on this was your QR code, which is the video you showed at the end. You were only, I think, one of about 2 teams that did that. So I saw that immediately. I got on my phone and tried to see if it worked. And I thought that was super cool how you can navigate it on my own, and actually showed it to a few other people. So really nice job on that, kind of thinking outside the box, a little bit of technology. The one thing I didn't like, and this is probably just a little bit of a ding, it took me till the very end to find your name on Kent State. I wish that would have been at the very beginning. So, because I'm looking through it, I'm like, God, this is cool, who is it? So, just a little thing there. But otherwise, really nice job.
All right. Excuse me. A couple things that I really liked. You spoke about your accessibility to the home. You have your master suite on the main level. You talk about a zero entry. The only thing I think I might want to consider, having built a number of ADA accessible homes, your mother-in-law suite, as you call it, is on the second floor. Obviously, that's a little bit more difficult to get to. Along with your accessibility into the home, can you tell me what size of doorways you use for your bedrooms and whatnot on the main floor?
Yeah, so per ADA code, they are the 3-foot wide.
Very good. That's exactly the answer that I wanted to hear, because many times home builders will talk about how accessible their homes are. There's zero entry, and then we walk into it and it has a 32-inch bedroom door. Well, good luck getting a wheelchair through that. So, excellent point. I'm happy that you're able to point that out. Your graphics, I thought, were very good. Again, to Aaron's point, I liked your video at the end. Yeah, that's everything I have. So, very nice job.
I probably thought, from all of the houses, this is a really cool looking house. It might be too cool for Tiffin. It's all day long in Iowa City though, but the thing about it, you can drive down the street, and this is a problem that we're having in our region. Which brown house is it that's yours? This one actually sticks out. So whoever, I'm sure it was more than one of you that picked out the design for this. I really liked the narrative about sometimes you got to get away from one another to get along. That was my favorite and most realistic point because, wow, you nailed it. And brownie points for the name, the Hawkeye. So.
I just have one other comment, just the additional risk sections that you guys had in here, addressing the RO system for the water quality, that, and even finding the visibility standard, you did some research, and I mean, that's something that some of the builders there might not figure out, but is definitely an issue, so kudos to there as well. Thank you.
One last thing. So when I was going through your proposal, I was trying to do some digging on your design, and your 3D model actually pointed it out. But make sure that when you have a roof line that meets a wall, that we need to design a cricket into that so that we can flow water away from a wall. In Iowa, we're going to get a lot of snow, and that's going to trap right there, and we could have some ice damming issues. So if I had to be really picky about something, it would be that. But overall, I want to commend you on your proposal, on your project. It was very well done.
I'm going to follow up on one other thing, just because you said I'm going to be picky. So I'm going to be picky on one little thing. And this kind of segues onto what Aaron said about not having your name clearly anywhere in your proposal. So that is something that I know I looked at very specifically when I was looking at proposals, as you guys were given a pretty specific list of deliverables from the NAHB, and some of that also included formatting. And so it's not even just the name, it's also that you didn't include it on part of it is that if you had looked at that, you would have noticed that you were supposed to include it in the footer in the proposal as well. So just something to make sure, that's the easy stuff that you should be getting. And so, but overall, nice proposal. It's just, since we were being picky, I was going to be picky. Sorry.
I want to make another comment too. Sorry. Well, you said we're being picky on this one. Just be careful and I brought this up for another school, but the covenants, some covenants, and I don't know why there's builders and developers in Iowa that won't allow metal roofs within their subdivision. I'm not sure why, but just make sure, you know, in life that you're looking at that.
Any final questions you might have for us?
Thank you so much.
And as we've all pointed out, obviously we liked your presentation. We thought you did very well. The packet is very well laid out, and so congratulations.
Thank you.
So,
Day one.